trying my best to make it up to you. So let's do a tutorial. Also, y'all are always wanting natural, fast. A lot of times I get carried away. So let's just do something a little quicker. I swear I live on a daggone racetrack. My speed limit on my road is 35. I'm about to become the mayor of where I live so I can put in a speed bump. But that's another story for another time. Let's do a natural makeup look. First things first, I'm gonna clip this hair out my face. These were sent in some kind of PR package, so I'm not sure where they're from, but they're pretty cute. I like them just to hold my hair back while I do my makeup. I'm actually gonna grab this Rare Beauty eyeshadow primer, and I like it because it just kind of evens out my eyelid. Somewhere in the chaos is a brush to tap this in. Perfect. And I'm just going to take this and just press it all over my eyelid. You'll see that it's not as opaque as the clean canvas. It just kind of evens out the veins in my eyes. We'll kind of pull it over this way. See that difference? It's just a little bit. Just we're looking for really tiny, quick fixes here. I'm actually going to take whatever's left in my brush and just go right underneath here. I'm not going through here where I'm going to put concealer. That might crease it a little bit later, so we just want to press it really close to the lash line. Next thing I'm going to grab is this Fenty eye brightener. This is not hype. This stuff is amazing. You're going to see why. So I'll just kind of take it. I just put a little bit on the back of my hand because I feel when I try to apply it under here with this, too much comes out. That's all we're going to use right there. And I'm using the shade Melon. I like it because it has a little bit of peach in it, and that just kind of helps cancel out that we got going on there. So we're going to take that same brush, and I'm just going to pick up a little bit of the brightener here. And we'll just start pressing this through here. I'm going to take my time and really press it in. Look at that difference. And you actually do not have to set this because it is self-setting. I'm going to grab this, the Baked Balance and Brighten from Laura Geller. This stuff, y'all know, I use this stuff endlessly. If I'm not doing just an absolute full glam, this is what's on my face. If you see Rose and she's just out and about, this is on my face. This, I'm telling y'all. Well, I'm just going to show you. Look how gorgeous this is. Notice that I do pressing motions. That's really going to make it go on more even. A lot of times when we swipe, we're just going to get streaks. So if you work in small sections with really any foundation, but especially powder foundation, you're just going to get a little bit more even coverage, no streaks. Look at that. We're not even losing our pretty glow here, but it's just evening out that redness, just kind of giving an even glow. Look at that. I'm telling y'all. I dropped my brush. I got so excited. So we did this side, and I haven't done this side. I feel like it just looks like skin, but just a little bit more polished, a little bit more put together, a little bit more like I tried. I love this stuff. So this is the LYS bronzer. I don't believe I've used it. It doesn't look like I have. I just kind of rediscovered it over there in my makeup stash. We'll try this out. I have a feeling it's going to be more on the natural side, which is what I'm wanting to do. Adding just a little bit of bronzer, I just feel that it just really brings so much warmth and life to the face. When I first started doing makeup, I was really afraid of foundation, even powder foundation. I was just afraid of all foundation. So I would find that just applying a very tiny amount of bronzer, I could get my skin to look very even, very polished. So if you'll find a bronzer that is almost not pigmented, I remember finding bronzers and all the people would be like, wow, that bronzer's terrible. It's not pigmented. I'm like, yes, but I only get 4 slides. I was saying you can add just a little bit of bronzer underneath your eye, and think about why you can do that, because it's going to have a very peachy orange undertone. And I'm not talking that I'm going in here like this and digging it out of the pan and going underneath my eye like a setting powder. I am using this as a very light color corrector, just a touch. And when you do that, it really just brings a lot of life to the face. Also, this is a really fun memory, and I had no idea what an artiste I was at the time. So I don't know who remembers Benefit Georgia Peach Powder. It was a matte, basically, it was a peach powder. It was color corrector peach. It was, let me find it in an eyeshadow. So it was about that color, maybe a little bit lighter. I'm telling you, it was basically a powder color corrector. Anyways, I would use that way before. This was when I was like 15. I don't know, it just made sense to me. And I would put that underneath my eyes and then a little bit of bronzer. Maybe I should do that. That would be really fun to reminisce. I don't have that anymore, but I'm sure I could find an eyeshadow. It was a good time. I was just so afraid of foundation because everybody was wearing the Maybelline foundation that I wore the other day in the pot, and for some reason we couldn't figure it out. I wouldn't have been able to figure it out, so I just kind of did my own thing. I enjoyed that little story time. I forget about things like that, and that's really how I got here. Now, that should be enough bronzer. I really don't want enough to kind of cause any harsh lines. I'm really just adding warmth. I'm not even adding definition. I'm just kind of adding a little bit to the outer perimeter. Actually, let's grab a fluffy brush and we're gonna grab a little bit of the same bronzer and we'll just kind of press that in here. Just kind of tie everything together. For just a little bit of sparkle, I'm gonna grab this Julep shadow stick. It even has this little sponge on the end. These are really nice. And we'll just kind of apply it right through the center of my lid. We'll focus most of it there. And then we'll just kind of buff it out this way. I'm not touching the middle. I want that to be very bright, but I'm just gonna kind of feather it. That way when we blink, it's like, oh, that's spicy. I am gonna do a baby wing, but I recently discovered a little bit easier way to do it. Even for me. So what I want you to do is I want you to curl your lashes. This one's from Cameo, and I love this one. These little teeth on here. They really do the grabbing. Why is my hand like this? I'm gonna hold it about 7 to 10 seconds. Look at that. Oh, and before I put my mascara on, I had a couple DMs. Yes, Georgia Peach is still around. They reformulated it. It was matte. It was completely matte. That new one, please do not. I didn't even know that they had reformulated, but I just went and looked. That is not the one. Please do not put that underneath your eyes. I repeat, do not. That is a shimmer. So now I'm going to grab my mascara. I already did this side. This is the Ilia mascara, the voluminizing one. I love this one. So pretty. And just that little bit. And look at our lashes. I am still going to use my lash comb because I feel that it really holds up the lash as it's drying. And we're still going to get to that baby wing. Okay, so y'all know I'm really not about the gimmicks. So this is not a gimmick. It might look like one. If you'll hold your lash up and dry it with a little hand fan, this is just from Amazon, just look up little hand fan. It's gonna just hold your lashes. It's magical. Like my lashes will not fall now. But you gotta hold it up. You gotta hold it before it dries. And it's kind of just setting. I'm telling y'all. No, I don't do gimmicks. Y'all aren't seeing that one product on my page. I don't do gimmicks. And I know y'all know what product I'm talking about. We're not going to try that. We're not going to do it. Okay, so now back to the baby wing. The other day I was sitting here. I have a lot of stories today. I'm feeling very chatty. I hope y'all don't mind. So the other day I had finished my makeup and I thought, I want to feel a little extra spicy. I want to do a baby wing. And I was like, dang nabbit, I already did my mascara. This is going to be more complicated. It was easier. For some reason, you're just able to follow this line. And I think it's because your lashes kind of guide you and you can even feel them. So I just kind of did like this. And because I don't have to go all the way across, I don't have to worry about fitting the liner over the lashes. And then I just shut my eye and I fill in the gaps. And if you really don't feel like dealing with precision, just grab a little tiny shader brush. Apparently I don't own one. What do I even have on this vanity? Here's one. Just grab a little tiny shader brush and just kind of wiggle that around with some brown eyeshadow. Okay, so let's add some blush. I'm loving these. These are from Huda Beauty Glowish, her Glowish line. This is the shade Berry Juicy. Just a little bit goes a long way. And I'm going to apply it over here just for some lift. And then we're going to put on this ColourPop lip stain. And I'm just kind of going to do one of those, and then I'm just going to diffuse it with my finger. I might add a lip liner. And I'm just going to add a touch of lip liner just for some definition. This is the Huda lip liner in the shade Muted Pink. All right, there we go. Simple. Makeup made easy with a few tips. Okay, I'm off to spend the day with Ben because we actually didn't do anything yesterday. We just filmed. I filmed 4 videos back to back. I love what I do. I love you all so much. I actually am going to be posting another ad today. Thank you for all your support. Remember, the ads are what keep all of this going, so thank you. Thank you to the moon and back. I love you all, and I'll see you in tonight's comments.